Hi there, Brent Clayton here, finishing up with my review on the Wim Hof method and in particular the 10-week fundamentals course that I've just completed on this Sunday. So first of all, I'm just going to run you through the stats. So what I did for the 10 weeks and then the top 7 things that I found or observed throughout the course that I think will be that are worth passing on to you. So first of all, the stats, then I'll run through the 7 findings or suggestions that I have for you if you're going to go down the path of utilising or incorporating the Wim Hof method within your sort of life. So over 10 weeks, I had 4 warm showers out of the 10 weeks. So out of 70 days, I'd form 4 warm showers, but also followed up by a cold shower of at least 2 minutes. So they started off at 30 seconds or whatever. I made sure I started with a minimum of 2 minutes and that it was at least 16 degrees or less. So not too bad. And yeah, so not a bad sort of effort anyway. So that's my stats for the thing. So I stuck to it pretty well. So what I'm trying to get at there is that what I've found should be pretty relevant because I haven't not done it for a bunch of time or something like that. So the first thing that I've found is that you've really got to believe that there is something in it or that it could potentially work. It's something to do with the way your mind works, but you must have a belief in the fact that it may at least work. So that's the first thing. And when you say, does it work? Like, it depends what you want out of it. I've found that it's just given me a lot more energy, bit of a state of calm around me, just not that I'm uncalm, but just added a little bit extra to that. And yeah, so that's what I wanted and it worked. So the third thing that I found that was really interesting was the alkalinity test. So I did that in whatever week it was, 5 or 6 or something like that. And that sort of proved to me that there was something definitely in it. I like cause and effect stuff, and that moved my alkalinity levels too. So I was up at 8 instead of sort of 6-ish or thereabouts on the alkalinity scale. So that was a really good finding for me, and it helped me with the belief side of things as well. And also, a lot of people around me have caught colds and stuff like that, and I have not. So I don't know if that's had anything to do with it, but yeah, just an observation. So the fourth thing that I found was I've done a bit of meditation practice in the past. This is honestly, if you get nothing else out of it, one of the best ways to have a quick sort of 15, 20-minute deep meditative sort of exposure or whatever. So if nothing else, it's a really good way to get into that and, sort of get deep into that. And you feel so much more refreshed and stuff after doing a session of breathing. For me, once again, I've mentioned this every time, these headphones, as far as the one-on-one breathing music and stuff like that, it just takes it to the next level. I actually took it to work and got one of my mates to have a go at it, and he's like, it's chalk and cheese when you use those. So that's been my experience, and another friend of mine as well. So on the sort of negative sort of finding sides of things, like the instruction throughout the 10 weeks is pretty vague. It lacks a fair bit of detail. And even when I reached out to support to try and clarify some things towards the end of the 9th and 10th week, they couldn't really add much more to that. But could be me. I just like to know why I'm doing something and so on. So there's a fair bit of a lack of real detail. That like he references science studies and all this sort of stuff, and I managed to find one study on it, which that's fantastic. But the amount of talk about it throughout the fundamentals course, if there is a heap of studies and so on, I think it'd be worthwhile them pointing that out so that you could have some further evidence to back it up and help you with that belief. So just to sort of wrap it up, I would recommend doing it. Like I've really enjoyed it and continue to, and particularly the breathing side of things. I can't say I'm enjoying the cold showers until the end of them, but there's something in it for sure. You just feel feel fantastic, and the alkalinity things and things. So I'll be continuing to do it. That'll be it from me for now, but it'll be interesting to go back and have a look at my first video when I started the 10 weeks. It's just sort of reaffirmed that it's definitely a thing, and I would recommend it if you're sort of looking at it. So I'm Brent Clayton. This is Brent Clayton Reviews. Thanks for tuning in. If you've liked my video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to, keep in touch and stuff like that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. All right, I'll talk to you soon. See ya.